Yeah, I'm going to stop you right there. Because there's a solid chance this never happened. Not because they didn't like each other, but because roughly half of all human cultures throughout history never kissed romantically at all. Not a little. Not, hey, once in a while. Zero evidence. So today, we're answering the question nobody asked, but everybody needs answered. Did ancient humans actually kiss? Or did we just invent it? Before we go digging through 4,000-year-old clay tablets like weird archival raccoons, we need to define our terms. Anthropologists split kissing into two boxes: the familial affectionate kiss, forehead kisses, cheek kisses, hello grandma kisses, and the romantic sexual kiss, the one with tongues and typically fewer relatives watching. Here's the twist: the family-friendly kiss shows up almost everywhere on Earth. It's basically a human default setting. The romantic kiss? That one's optional content. Like DLC humanity didn't universally download. In 2015, two researchers, William Jankowiak and colleagues, did something wild. They actually checked. They looked at 168 cultures across the globe, using ethnographic archives and surveys of anthropologists who'd lived among these societies firsthand. The result? Only 46% showed any evidence of romantic sexual kissing. The other 54%? Nothing. Nada. Some cultures, like the Thonga people of southeastern Africa or the Mehinaku of the Amazon, apparently found the whole mouths touching thing unappealing. Which, fair if you think about it too hard, it is just a controlled exchange of spit. And here's the pattern they found. Romantic kissing shows up way more in complex class-based societies, places where you meet strangers, where status matters, where courtship is a whole social performance. In smaller, more egalitarian societies, way less common. So kissing might be less universal human instinct and more a habit that caught on in certain social conditions, like skinny jeans, but for your face. Okay, so if kissing isn't a given, when did it actually start showing up in the historical record? For a long time, the popular theory was India, around 1500 BCE, in early Sanskrit texts, and from there it spread west like a very slow, very intimate chain letter. Turns out, nope. In 2023, researchers going through Mesopotamian clay tablets found written references to lip-kissing dating back roughly 4,500 years. That's the Bronze Age. That's older than the pyramids finishing construction. People were writing about kissing before writing. Itself had really settled into being a whole genre. And because this evidence turns up independently in multiple ancient regions around the same era, researchers now think kissing probably didn't spread from one single origin point at all. It likely popped up in multiple places, multiple times. Because, sure, at some point, several unrelated groups of humans all separately thought, what if mouths? Just when you think you've got the timeline sorted, evolutionary biology walks in and completely blows the doors off. A 2026 study on great apes estimated that mouth-to-mouth, non-aggressive contact behavior, basically kissing's blueprint, may trace back to a common ancestor roughly 21.5 million years ago. Let that sink in. Chimps and bonobos already do this, which means the kiss isn't some clever human invention we came up with over wine and candlelight. It might be an ancient behavioral leftover we inherited, then humans just added emotional baggage and hallmark cards to it. Scientists still don't fully agree on why it evolved, though, which, relatable. Neither do most people mid-kiss. So we've established kissing is old, inconsistent across cultures, and possibly borrowed from apes. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. But why does it exist at all? A few competing theories, ranked from makes sense to okay biology, chill. Getting up close and personal lets you pick up on scent, taste, and subtle health cues. Some researchers think it's an unconscious way of gathering intel on a potential partner. Basically, a background check, but with less paperwork and more risk of garlic breath. Some primates practice mouth-to-mouth food transfer between mothers and infants. One theory suggests romantic kissing may be a repurposed version of that early bonding behavior, which, sure, slightly unsettling. But also, most human traditions are just repurposed baby behaviors in a trench coat. And as we covered earlier, in socially stratified cultures, kissing might have functioned as a display. Courtship, bonding, status signaling, all rolled into one gesture. Basically, an ancient version of posting a couple's photo online. So, back to our original cavemen. Did they kiss? Honestly, depends entirely on which cavemen, from which region, in which social structure. Some ancient societies almost certainly did. We have the clay tablets to prove it. Others? Probably never touched lips in their entire lives, and were doing just fine. Thank you very much. The real twist isn't that ancient humans kissed. It's that kissing might not even be a human behavior to begin with. It's a millions of years old ape habit that some human cultures picked up, some never bothered with, and modern pop culture then convinced all of us was mandatory, romantic, and somehow the entire point of fireworks-level movie endings. So next time someone says kissing is just human nature, you now know enough to ruin that conversation completely. You're welcome. If you want more, things you assumed were universal but are extremely not, subscribe because humanity's apparently full of these. Comment your favorite one below. I'll read the weirdest ones.